Hey team, Bill Storm here with you, and this week we're going to continue our study of John Maxwell's book, High Road Leadership. We're on to chapter 5, and the title is Give More Than You Take, where John emphasizes that true leadership is rooted in service, contribution, and generosity. Now, this is a study, so this doesn't mean that we believe everything that John says just because he wrote a chapter on it, right? We have to draw from our own experiences to see whether or not it fits our own particular belief systems and how we want to run our organization and run our teams. But John says leaders who focus on giving rather than accumulating build trust, loyalty, and lasting relationships. So this particular chapter is going to explore how giving creates a ripple effect in organizations, businesses, and communities, encouraging leaders to serve others while empowering themselves. That reminds me of the late great Zig Ziglar, who said, "You can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want." So I'm going to share some key takeaways from the chapter with you, and then we'll get into some action steps. So the first key takeaway is that leadership is about serving others. So the central theme of this chapter is that leadership is less about exercising power and more about serving others. So John suggests that by giving your time, your knowledge, your resources, and your energy, leaders can foster a culture of collaboration and trust, right? Serving others helps leaders move beyond selfish goals and align their vision with the needs of their team, their clients, their customers, and their community. So leaders who give more than they take exhibit traits like humility and empathy. These qualities build a sense of safety and belonging, allowing teams to take risks, innovate, and grow without fear of failure or reprisal, right? So serving others comes in a lot of different ways. So when you talk about humility, that means you don't come across as though you know everything, right? We're all stronger and smarter together. So we want to make sure that everyone on the team understands that. Empathy means you don't become part of the problem, but you encourage or you understand the situation that your customers may be in or that your team members may be in, and you are actively looking for solutions. This is how we build a sense of safety and belonging, right? It also encourages our teams to take educated risks, not just take risks, but educated risks so that we can innovate and we can grow. And we encourage them that failure, or we make sure that we let our teams know that failure is okay, right? That's how we learn. Henry Ford said failure is the opportunity to begin again more intelligently. Number two, second key takeaway is giving enhances influence. So according to John, generosity enhances a leader's influence. People naturally gravitate towards those who uplift them. Amen, right? People want to be inspired. And when a leader consistently gives without expect anything in return, they gain respect and credibility. Now, that part I don't agree with, okay? I believe that when you inspire and you uplift and you are giving of yourself, you do expect something in return, right? It's not about not expecting anything. You do expect your team to respond to that, and you want them to embrace that and take that and grow with that. That way, you know that you're on the same mission and you're all on the same page and you're all moving forward together, right? This is how you gain respect both ways, right? It can't be one way, it can't be unilateral respect. It has to be respect both ways. And that means when you give of yourself, you expect them to take the gift or the knowledge or the experience that you're giving them, and you want them to pick them up and run with it. Now, John says the more a leader gives, whether it's recognition, opportunities, or even challenges, the stronger their influence becomes. Yeah, of course, everyone likes praise, right? Everyone likes to be recognized for things. Everyone wants to be given opportunities to prove that they can do a great job, and they want to be rewarded for it. So leaders who focus on what they can give rather than what they can take create a more loyal and motivated workforce. Employees feel appreciated and valued, which increases morale, reduces turnover, and boosts productivity. All true. Number three, key takeaway number three, success is a byproduct of contribution. So another key takeaway from this chapter is that success often comes as a byproduct of contributing to the success of others. So John stresses that leaders should focus on adding value to others rather than simply focusing on personal gain, right? We've all heard that expression, there is no I in team, right? You can't grow a team just by focusing on your own personal gain. In fact, if you've got a brain in your head, right, as a leader, you know that you have to feed your people, you have to train your people, you have to condition your people to produce, because that is the only way to grow and scale and to multiply yourself, right? So the more that you give, right, even selfishly, the more the return is going to come back. But John says when leaders elevate the people around them, success follows naturally. Okay, I would say this: when leaders elevate the people around them, success follows because you intentionally help them grow, right? John F. Kennedy said, a rising tide raises all boats. That's the idea, right? We want to elevate people around them, train them up, but you're intentional about doing that, right? So John says, whether it's sharing knowledge, providing mentorship, or creating opportunities for growth, leaders who give generously will see a return in the form of a thriving, dynamic team. Yes. Leaders who are more focused on giving than taking also create a ripple effect, inspiring their teams to adopt the same mindset of contribution, leading to an organization-wide culture of generosity. Okay, so here's the thing. When you talk about creating a ripple effect, right, what we're doing is we're inspiring our teams to be other people focused, right? Not focused on just themselves, but what is the mission? What are we doing? What is a cause bigger than ourselves? And if we can keep our mind there, the more that we serve, right, the better that we'll all do. And I think that's really important. A lot of times when a company gets stagnant, I'll have a conversation with them and say, okay, well, what is your mission? What is the cause bigger than yourself that everybody can rally around, that you constantly have top of mind awareness? Because if you have a cause bigger than yourself, now you're thinking of every possible way that you can serve that community or serve that customer. And how can we improve? How can we make things better? And every time that you can get a team to focus on how do we serve at a higher level, naturally, right, things are going to improve overall. Number 4, leaders must develop a giving mindset. So John advises that developing a giving mindset requires intentionality, right? Nothing happens by accident. We have to be intentional about it. So leaders must make conscious choices, conscious decisions to give more time, energy, and resources than they receive. And this means regularly asking, how can I add value to this person or to this situation? How can I do more? How can I improve? How can I continue to add more value rather than what's in it for me? So adopting a giving mindset doesn't mean leaders should disregard their own needs, but rather that they should approach every situation with the intention of creating value for other people first. And then over time, this approach becomes second nature and fosters really deep relationships, builds trust, and mutual respect. So now let's get into the action steps that you can take as a leader. Number 1, prioritize people over profits. So one of the first steps in giving more than you take is to prioritize people over profits. Leaders should understand that profits are a result of investing in their people. Amen to that. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have a mentor early on that invested in me. And because he invested in me, it was like planting a seed and then watering it and then feeding it and giving it sunshine until eventually I was able to become a significant contributor to the organization. And because he did this with all of us on our team members, he created an army of people that could produce a result far greater than what he could do on himself. And I'm forever grateful for that. So I 100% believe in this. By focusing on developing and supporting their team, leaders ensure that success follows. A people-first approach builds a positive culture where employees feel valued, which in turn drives performance and results. So here's the action step. Commit to spending more time getting to know your team members on a personal level. Get to know what drives them. As a speaker for Tony Robbins, we talk a lot about the 6 human needs. Understand what the needs are of each of your people. Ask them about their goals, their challenges, and how you can support them. Okay, I think that is huge. The other thing that I see a lot of mistakes happen is I don't see a lot of leaders investing enough in their people. They don't have regular training with their people on an ongoing basis. They do it once in a while or sporadically, but training, it's just like going to the gym. You don't go to the gym once a month or once a quarter and expect to see any kind of significant change. It has to be done daily, right? So more focus on your people and more training of your people will take you a very, very long way. And obviously I can help with that. Number two, give credit where credit is due. A generous leader is quick to give credit to others. By recognizing and celebrating the contributions of team members, leaders inspire continued excellence and commitment. Giving credit not only enhances team morale, but also strengthens a leader's reputation as someone who empowers and uplifts others. So the action step is make a habit of publicly acknowledging the accomplishments of your team members. Send personalized notes of appreciation or highlight their efforts in team meetings. As a side note, we want to practice the idea that you should praise in public, but reprimand in private, right? No one wants to get whacked on the nose with a newspaper, right? Very bad way to train. That was a method a lot of people use to try to train a dog, right? Where if the dog did something you didn't want it to do, you'd smack it on the nose with a newspaper. Not a good way to train a dog. The only thing that dog is going to do is shy away from you, and it's not going to come around you because it's afraid of you. But if you praise the behavior that you see, the dog will come happy, and it will do more of those things to try to please you. It is the same thing with people. Number three, invest in the growth of others. Giving more than you take involves investing in the growth and development of your team. So offer mentorship, provide learning opportunities, and encourage your team members to take on new challenges that expand their knowledge. When leaders actively support the personal and professional development of their team members, they build a culture of continuous improvement. So an action step is identify at least one person on your team who would benefit from mentorship. Schedule regular one-on-one meetings to offer guidance and support their growth. One of the clients that I work with right now is a tremendous leader in this sense. I began working with his entire team. Then I began working with him as a leader on a one-on-one basis. And now he has gone so far as to ask me to work one-on-one with his key leadership people. This is a servant-oriented leader. He has a mission, a cause bigger than himself. He is putting his people first and investing them every step of the way. I mean, he is the model of what I wish every leader would do. He's just following all the steps, and you can see this is why his business continues to grow and grow and grow. Number four, be generous with your time. Time is one of the most valuable resources a leader can give. Leaders who make themselves available to listen, guide, and offer support create an atmosphere of trust and open communication. It's important to be fully present when interacting with your team members, whether it's the regular check-ins, feedback sessions, or casual conversations. So here's the action step. You just simply block out some time on your calendar each week to meet with your team members, and then focus on listening rather than talking during the session to ensure that their needs are heard. One of the things that I see myself as, although some people may call me a speaker, some people may call me a coach, some people may call me a mentor. In my mind, I am a teacher, right? And I want to share what I have, but the only way that I can share what I have that's going to help that person is first to listen to them to see what it is that they need. Once I know what they need, because I've listened closely to them, now I can draw upon the resources and my experience that I have in order to be able to provide the guidance that they need, the solution that they need from there, okay? And then number five, create opportunities for others to succeed. A generous leader is one who creates opportunities for other people to shine. Wouldn't that be amazing if you just, took each one of your team members and said, wow, what can I do this week to make this person shine? How can I make them feel good? How can I elevate how they feel about themselves and their confidence? So whether it's assigning high visibility projects, offering promotions, or encouraging individuals to pursue their passions, leaders who give more than they take elevate others towards success, right? That's what it's all about. It's about being a genuine human being and understanding that everyone's needs are different than our own. So we have to really listen closely to see what those things are. What are their wants? What are their needs? What are their desires? What are their aspirations? And then tapping into those things to help them get those things. So an action step is to look for opportunities to delegate important tasks or projects to emerging leaders on your team and encourage them to own those things. Encourage them to take ownership and showcase their abilities. So in conclusion here, by applying the principles of giving more than you take, leaders can create environments where both individuals and organizations thrive. It's a win-win, right? And when leaders prioritize contribution, which is number 6 on the 6 human needs that we teach through the talks that I do for Tony Robbins, right? Number 5 is growth. Number 6 is contribution. So when leaders reach and elevate to that level where they prioritize contribution, they build a legacy of influence, trust, and success that benefits everyone around them.